Hello, gorgeous humans of the sun and the moon and all the planets. Do you guys say that in English? We say that in German. At least I do. Hello, friends of the sun, I say. I'm coming at you. I'm coming here to welcome you into my world, to invite you into the vision and the mission or missions of the big vision and all we can do together in this world, because I am here to serve, and my vision is to bring the femininity, feminine force, feminine energy back to this earth through ourselves, through our bodies. And this is why I'm late. I said I would be earlier, but I was just in my academy where I am training women to coach and to mentor, and we're actually in there for 3.5 hours, healing, discussing healing, sharing, developing, seeing each other, and doing the actual work. And I still feel very moved right now, because this is what I want to do, what I'm doing. And so I feel a privilege, and I feel so blessed to be able to do what I do. I have started this journey 5 years ago in German language, my mother tongue. And I'm now not just ready, but now's the time to translate it all in the English language and talk to you in English, so that I can spread my word even more without the boundary of the language. I started this journey 5 years ago because I, for such a long time, felt like the good girl, like the people-pleasing girl. And for the longest time, I didn't enjoy having sex. I don't know if you're allowed to say this here on Instagram. We will find out. We will find out. YouTube doesn't like it. I already know that, so we will see. But we will use the words. That's my 3-line in human design. If you know human design, I'm a manifestor 3-5. And the 3 says, we try. We will see what happens. You say don't touch it. I will see what happens. Okay. And so my topic was that I didn't feel like I wanted to relate sexually, and I didn't enjoy it, and I felt like I had to do that, and I did not find pleasure in it at all. Even I thought I have to do this because else I'm not going to be loved. I can't be in a relationship if I don't do that. Like, it's just, you just have to do that. So the worthiness theme was so very present in my life always. And the topic also of everything related to sexuality and femininity. It was always like, I don't want these things. Why do we have to do them? Well, to be in a relationship. Okay. So if this in any way triggers you, take a deep breath. And also, since I had my menstruation, since I got it, right? I was 11 years old. I always had the worst pain, the menstruation pain. I always said I'd rather go to school and take a physics test than having my menstruation, because as you can hear from this, I did not like physics. I wasn't good in this topic. I didn't understand it at all, actually. And so this is how I related to femininity and sexuality. I felt it was painful. I felt that it was something that we really don't need. And the more I was on this planet, just like you, and became a woman and was woman, maybe just like you, I was confronted with these topics. I entered the relationship with my now husband. We are in the relationship already more than 13 years now. We're married for 2 or 3 years now. Let me find out. Let me get back to you about that. And I felt like, okay, I think I really got to look at that topic, because if I don't, that's not going to be so much fun for me. So I'm going to have to look at this. I'm going to have to look at why I don't want to have sex, why I don't enjoy this, why, right? All these things. And I started my journey more than 12 years ago, looking at this, right? Like trying or wanting to heal this. And I could talk more and more and more. I'm just going to talk a little more about me so you just have this background of how this all started. And we did go together. We did grow together. We did look at these things together, finding Tantra. And this is not only why I love Tantra, but also because of the philosophy of not trying to transcend our humanness, but actually descending into the body, into the sensations, into being here on earth. Because to me also, it makes all the sense in the world, and everything just really doesn't, to me personally. Because why would we be in the body if that's just, wouldn't be the idea to have this be a fun experience? Like, just didn't make sense to me. And so I always loved everything body related. I've been dancing since I've been 4 years old. Always dancing, always moving. And that was my medicine without knowing. Without knowing, when I was a kid and, in your teens, I loved dancing. And hip-hop dancing was my medicine. Like, I came home and I wasn't even hungry because I felt full, Like, I felt full of dancing and moving. And so I love how, and probably you have that too, like, we had medicine on our journey without knowing that was medicine for us, right? So, yeah, looking at all that and wanting to heal these things, I did. Like, I evolved in this. I learned about Tantra. I learned about belief systems, and that we even have those, because I didn't know before. Like, even 7 years ago, someone told me, the thing that you say, like, about being worthless or feeling worthless, like, you can change that. And I was like, what do you mean you can change that? This is how I feel. Like, that's me. Like, how would I be able to change that? So I didn't know. That was a point in my life where I didn't know. That you can change how you feel, that you can change your belief systems, that you can heal stuff. Like, and I was at a point in my journey where I thought I tried everything now with sexuality. I might just make peace with not being able to orgasm in this lifetime. I might just have to make peace with the fact that this is just never going to be fun for me. That's not cool, right? But this is how I felt. And so I didn't stop. But I already felt like this, And then I found Theta Healing, Tantra, like journey deeper into the possibilities of healing. And found them. And it's not like I found a magic key, like I could give you a magic key now. And I hope and think you already know that. But if you don't, I'm just going to let you in on that now, right? Because it's all about decision and power and staying and consistency and integration and learning about all the different things of healing and trauma integration and the body and how the body can work with us, actually, right? Like, how do we really heal on the body level? Because the body's always going to show if we don't feel holy, or if it feels like there's an alarm or something, right? Alert or whatever, right? So, yeah, I was in this journey. And when I had a huge breakthrough and really felt like, whoa, like things are shifting for me, I felt the need to share. And this is where I started my journey in the German language, my mother tongue. I started my YouTube channel. I started that, actually. And I did that like every week. I did videos and shared about my journey. And then I had bigger breakthroughs, and my signature program was born. Funny that I say was born, because it's now called Awaken the Goddess Within Reborn. Okay, but back then it was called Awaken the Goddess Within. And I refined this program over and over and over each year. The more I grew, the more I learned, the more I understood, the more I was in my journey embodied here. Not saying I'm anywhere, right? Like I landed anywhere or I reached any point or whatever, but just the way I evolved, right? I put this all into my work, of course, and shared. And now here we are, more than 5 years later, at a point where I now have a CEO in my firm. For the first time ever, I am not the one who's going to run or who's running the business and the team and logistical stuff and all the things, but I actually have someone who's better at this than I am. And so I have more time. And so I have more energy for the things that I'm born to do, which to me is spread the vision, spread the knowledge, spread the embodiment, teach, inspire, empower, go together on this journey. And so here we are. And I am going to translate my work in the English language to support you on your journey. And the brand that I created, just give you a little bit of reference of the name Luxury Goddess and the Witch Goddess Queen, is something that evolved only 1.5 years ago, or 1 year ago, this Luxury Goddess. And to me, it was always about the goddess as the archetype, as one word, just one word for femininity, sexuality, womanhood, healing, all the different things that are in this topic, right? And so back then when I started my journey, when I saw something where it said goddess in English or German language, actually both, I was like, oh, this is my book, this is my deck, this is my whatever thing, like I want to have this. It says goddess, it's for my journey. And so it evolved naturally that these programs or words or branding, right, whatever you call your work or your program or whatever, would always have to do with that word, because that has such a significant meaning to me personally on my journey. And the way you can say one word that summarizes so many layers of femininity, sexuality, archetypal work, etc., etc. At this point, 5 years later, it's quite, quite used, right? It's a little bit like the word God. At this point, even with the word goddess, right? But I'm still gonna be with this word because we can go and look for other words. Definitely, I'm here for that too. Definitely, with a defined throat chakra, also in human design, I'm always here for innovation and words and speaking and the art of speaking and using my words, using the power of the thought. But I'm also here for consistency, for staying. Staying power is one of my biggest traits that I embody, really, in relationship. And not saying you should stay in a relationship if it's not healthy for you, but in like wanting to make things work, standing in the fire, making, like, letting it fuel me, right? Like staying and finding out what more there is, like deeper and deeper, descending. That's what I mean with the staying. Yeah. So for me, there's never ever any outside factor that can determine if something works or not. Like I decide, like if I want to make something work, I will make it work. If I have a vision, I'm going to be here until it happens. And even if not, I'm going to be there to make it happen. Because how else would it even happen if I wouldn't go for it? I will go until the end of times for all these topics. And that's why we're here in the English language now, and not just German. So let me see. I'm just gonna take someone out of this live because I think it's spam. All right. Okay. So here we are, and a luxury goddess is something that just evolved in the past 2 years. The more I studied abundance and manifestation and money, studied like what does luxury mean? Because what I found out on my journey of teaching and already being 3 years in business is that even more than the topics around femininity and sexuality and even like death and like stuff like that we don't talk about in the society, like just in general, even more than that, the topic around money and abundance is triggering people. And I'm always here for that. I'm always here for the stuff that we don't talk about. Like, let's talk about that, because then there's goldenness. Like, if there's something that we feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about that, I will talk about it. Because we need to talk about it. Because if there's a shadow, then there's a lot of potential for light. So let's go there. Like, and that's just me. Like, if you like that, like I might be your mentor. Right? Because I'm always, and I have such high values around reflecting and self-reflecting and going even deeper and sitting with myself and contemplating. And I have such high wish also for myself, needs, wishes, standards around relating and communication and respect. Like, it's just huge for me. Like, if you in any way relate to this, I might be your mentor. Because this is how we roll. In my world, there's no judgment, and we have a how do you say, like a gap between, and in German language it's a little different. I googled the English languages, and I would say it's evaluating something, like discernment, right? And judging someone. This we're not doing. Like, it's just not gonna happen. There's zero tolerance in my world for that. We're just not doing that. Because what luxury goddess means to me is that femininity and sexuality and all that we get to heal and understand and develop and learn how to be ourselves means that we understand and learn again, wow, I get to be it all. I get to have it all. I can literally co-create it all. Luxury goddess to me, and this is what I found out, it wasn't even anymore so triggering for people over the past years, right? Like over the years, like talking about femininity and sexuality. But what was still super triggering to people was topics around money and abundance. And so I'm calling myself luxury goddess, or the personal brand luxury goddess, so that we look at this and redefine what luxury, what femininity, what sexuality, abundance, what we want to make it mean. How we can work with all the different things of this, where we live in, of this world, to see how can we be in this together. How can I be happy for you if you have a lot, knowing you're my sister, you're a sister on this earth. How can I embody sisterhood already with discernment versus judging you or jealousy or whatever it may be? And not saying it's not, it's not welcome to feel it. Like, in my world, let's feel it all. Like, let's go to the sensation, let's heal, let's go deep and deep and deeper. And I can pretty surely say, if you're going to work with me, you're going to heal and integrate probably like you never have before. Because the way in integrity we go deep and go deeper and deeper to go higher and higher, to heal, to be all that we can be, it's just out of this world. Because this is what I literally do every day. Every day. I ask myself, how can I be better? How can healing be more profound? How can I be safer for people? How can I be more me, so it allows you to be more you, right? Like, it inspires you to be more you. And that to me is luxury goddess. It says you can be the woman that you decide to be. And to me, that's not only the archetype of the queen, like of the queen to me is you lead yourself, you lead your queendom with love, in love, for love, out of love, all love. Healing sisterhood, wanting to see other sisters soar, wanting others to win, being happy for others, just like as if it was you winning. The queen to me allows in all that abundance because it's our birthright. She knows how to deal with money because she knows how to deal with everything. She's standing in full responsibility and power. And if we do not look at the trauma that happened in our life, we're gonna be maybe in the queen, but still having the trauma responses because we're not integrating our trauma. We're gonna be in toxic positivity because we're saying ourselves affirmation, let's just be happy, let's just be happy. But the symptoms of the body show up because the body says, I need you to heal. Like, I need you to look at this. Like, you can't ignore and gaslight what's happening. And gaslighting means that you're ignoring your feelings, or you're making them mean nothing, or they're like, be happy. Like, right? Like, you're sad and I'm saying be happy. Or you shouldn't be happy, sad. right? That's gaslighting, like saying you shouldn't feel this way. And we do that to ourselves, right? And so the witch to me is such an important pillar of my brand and the way I teach and the way I mentor and coach. Because if we do not do this, there's no such thing as a deep base. There's no deep trauma integration, because there's no, like, you can't only hold yourself as much, or you can't only navigate situations healing as far as you are willing to go deep. And not just deep in terms of feeling this, but holding myself in this, making it mean healing, knowing about the nervous system and integration, and knowing how to hold myself, knowing how to lead myself into healing in this moment. And the witch pillar also to me is really reminding ourselves of the fact that still today we sometimes feel like someone can just take us away. Someone can just cancel us. And it's really interesting because we have history repeat itself right now online when people cancel each other. And we have to really stop doing that, because we're repeating witch hunt like that. And we cannot do that. Do you want to? Right? We got to ask ourselves, is this really what we want to do with this earth and with the people on earth? Do we really want to go in the direction of judgment and division and just being super mean to each other? I don't. It's against my vision. So no, I'm here for, of course, discernment and boundaries, and saying, no, I don't want to relate to you. Or no, these are my boundaries. Or no, I don't tolerate you saying this to me, right? I wouldn't talk to you this way. So I'm not going to let you talk to me this way. But I'm not going to judge you for it. I know we all have trauma. I know we have a little inner child in ourselves that still wants and needs some attention and some love. I'm not going to judge you for it. We all have shit that we carry. And I still have so much to learn, so I'm not going to judge you. But I'm going to discern. And we got to learn that, because we learned to be the people-pleasing girl, and we didn't learn how to discern and how to have boundaries. And so the topic and the pillar of the witch to me is the base. If we don't look at this, we're still going to be in trauma response. We're still going to not do certain things because we have the fear of being canceled, being left alone, being not existing, being worthless, all the trauma identities that lay below that. Because in my world of the witch pillar, I identified 6 trauma identities, which I teach in my signature program of the witch, which is in German language and will also be in English language. No more drama, no more trauma. And the queen can only be as, you can only lift yourself as high and expand as much as you can also root deep, right? If you're not looking at certain things to heal, you can only go as high. In my what I learned all these years. And so we have the witch, we have the goddess, because without the goddess, we don't know how to be woman. We don't understand that our feminine, the intrinsic feminine way to be is how we naturally are and should be. That we are here to birth. And if you don't want to birth a child, that's fine, but you're here to birth a new world, projects, your ideas, your intuition. You're here to create. You're here to trust your intuition. As a woman, we really need to learn again how to be woman, because we learn how to be people-pleasing or controlling or how to be bitter. I always say we have the trinity of the girl, the mother, and the crone, I think you say in English language. And the not healed parts of it are the people-pleasing girl, are the controlling mother, and are the bitter crone. And we can actually have them appear, all the 3 of them, yay, in our lives, right? We know that. We know, we find ourselves in those moments. And so we really need to learn, because we didn't have role models. And there's no judgment. There's no guilt. Our parents, grandparents did their best. They didn't know better. They, looking at my history, some of them came out of war situations. And not just saying that's the only reason why we have that. We still have generational stuff. Like how far our parents came. Wow. And now it's our turn to learn how to be women. How are we freeing ourselves? How are we ourselves? How do we feel safe in our bodies, in our femininity, in our sexuality? So we need the goddess to learn this. Because only the witch and only the queen, there's still this, let's be masculine in a masculine world, right? Like, let's operate this way. Let's just do. Let's think. And I'm not saying we shouldn't, but we definitely need to learn how to be woman, how to be feminine, and how to really have that feminine force lead us. Because if we do, to me, it's just so freeing. So freeing. Even just now talking to you, I could be like, it's my first life in English, blah, 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 blah. But no, we're here. Like, there's more important things. I'm just letting it, flow. We're creating this, and it's all amazing because I'm creating, because I'm powerful, and I'm woman, and we have the feminine energy here, and it's all perfect. Just that, the way it is, because it's feminine. So we need that, because else we're going to be burned out, and we're going to be very tired, and we're not going to have as much pleasure in our lives as we really, really deserve. So we got to learn the goddess. And even the queen without the goddess doesn't enjoy as much what she has. She maybe has it all, but she doesn't enjoy it. That's just almost like not having it at all. And so I have the witch, the goddess, and the queen as a trinity in my world. And it always comes back to all different parts of Trinity, like the past, the now, and what's coming, looking at healing the now and what we co-create, all different, things that we can look at. And what I want for you is that you define how to be luxury goddess for you. So you feel free, you feel abundant, you feel like you own this world with all of you as sisters. And you're happy for yourself when you enjoy something. You're happy for every other woman. And we're just like, we're co-creating this new world. Let's do this. Through dissension, through unity, through discernment, boundaries, but no judgment. No more witch hunting. No, no, no. And this is what I want. I want this for you because what I have healed in the past 10 years to me is mind-blowing still. Mind-blowing. Like what I've experienced, the way I let men treat me or just have sex but not wanting it. I was able to integrate so much so that I feel so free or clear my boundaries or just free to be me. I just want this for you. And I also really want this for you because I know how it feels to not feel like that. And it brings me to tears always because I can remember. And I know how it feels to feel worthless. And I know how it feels to feel powerless. And I know how it feels to think, men are more worthy and you have to do things as women. And you just have to shut up. And you just have to feel and anticipate everybody else's needs. And I want us to be free. I want this for every woman on this planet and every girl that grows up to not even feel that way. I just want this with every fiber of my being. And I'm here for it all the way. All the way. Next up, Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic. We will shout it to the rooftops. I'm kidding. We will stay in English language for now. And so I'm inviting you into my world. I'm going to be sharing even more about my journey, about tools. I want to serve you right away. Of course, I want to serve you. It's about you. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to share here. I'm going to expand here on Instagram, take it to my English YouTube channel and my English TikTok and just try to inspire you. I'm not going to try. I'm going to inspire you. If you choose to, I'm going to inspire you and guide you. And we are actually going to translate my first signature program, Awaken the Goddess Within. It's now called Awaken the Goddess Within Reborn. I might call it just that in English too. And we will actually translate it into the English language so you can have it. Because also in my journey, the past years, I always had women on retreats that I joined or masterminds where I got to know someone, ask me, like, I want to buy this. But it's German, so, as much as, of course, I could learn German, it would really be nice if you could translate it in English. I was like, yes, I will. I will. But I will do it when I'm not going to feel overwhelmed by it, or, you know, like, and so here we are with my CEO by my side, Ramona. I'm so happy to walk with another manifestor in my team as just this pillar of light by my side, and this beautiful team that I have to be able to expand now and be able to serve you in the English language. So I'm so happy. I think this is it for now. You learned a little bit about me, about my journey, about my vision, about why the Witch Goddess Queen, why I got Luxury Goddess. If you still have questions, I'm going to make you a little thingy thing to put questions in. And Instagram, if you see this on my English YouTube channel, you can just comment below the video. If it's above for you, it's going to be above for you. Great. And then I will answer you there, and just be here. I will be here to be your mentor if you choose to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening, for feeling what resonates and what doesn't, and you know what you want to make of this. And I invite you to make of this power, excitement, a feeling of yes, I can be all that. I want to be all that. I will be all that. Thank you so much for you. I appreciate you so much. What a privilege to be able to speak to you in this way. And I can't wait to speak to you again. So much love. Talk to you soon. Bye.